and I'm sure I will be doing it in the name of the Orthodox Jewish people sitting here.
Excuse me, but can we not just deal with things as they're raised? And then we just get into it.
No, I just want to say a few
Well,
words.
I'd like to deal with what this lady said.
Are you an applicant?
I mean, you can
In
come
this
back
case,
a bit
are you
later.
an applicant?
Yeah, I am the applicant.
Well, how can you speak?
I am the applicant.
I think what we need to do...
How are you?
just-
I'm sorry, with great respect. I'm a councillor. I represent my constituents. With
I
great
am
respect,
the applicant.
How is that you're sitting with them if you're an applicant?
I think because you need to hear everybody's views.
But then we all should be sitting with you then.
Well,
You should all be sitting there.
we'll come and sit with you. I think what you've got
No,
to
I think as a matter of principle.
Just to back to what we said, that was all.
This is not the way in which we in planning committee operate.
That's
The
fine.
applicant and opponents sit not with the
There's no
officers.
opponents. We hope
No,
to be
wait,
all
no,
one.
no, it's,
No.
But look,
those
this is
who
a
are for the
consultation
applicants.
meeting. I think a lot of us actually like to hear what Mrs Simons has
Okay,
to
she
say.
can say from here, this side, not the other
I
side.
don't mind where
But
I
then she's a party to the council.
Well, I'm not the council, I'm the council. We are actually the
These gentlemen
applicant.
are council. This
Yeah,
is
okay, all right.
this is a mixed group.
If we have
This is
the
side
ruling,
four. I'm a councillor, I know what the procedures
No,
are.
fine.
Obviously.
I'm not arguing that. I'm just
If
So
I'm
saying.
an
what are you
applicant,
saying?
I don't sit with the officers.
That's fine. This is Simons.
No, that's fair, isn't it?
okay. Can I just say a few words? How long would you like to give me to say? I won't say speak a long time. Well, what I wanted to say is that what we are doing, what we're proposing to do, is absolutely nothing new. And the precedent already exists in Queen Elizabeth Walk, where we have two such homes, one for men and one for women. And when we started doing it 30 years ago, it was one of my first projects, because when I started housing, my heart was there to help those who are most disadvantaged and those who need help most. And therefore I wanted to do this home, and we did this then with the Ita Simans home, Zelda London, who all of you know. She had a son herself who had learning difficulties, and she desperately wanted to do something. So we worked in conjunction, and we got these two homes. We got money from the government, from Housing Corporation, as was then known. And at the time, we went through this whole same business of consultation and so on and forth. And I must say, we didn't have any opposition, although it was the first homes we were going to make. Except one of my friends, which I mentioned in the newspaper article for those who read it. A very good friend of mine, and she didn't say it to me directly, but she did mention, because she lives in quite a nice house in Queen Elizabeth Walk, and she did mention that she was a bit worried that the value of her property might be lost as a result of people with learning difficulties living in such close proximity to her. And what I thought is very interesting, that more than 20 years on, Queen Elizabeth Road and Allerton Road, and that's no secret, are, if not the most expensive roads in Hackney, with two cabinet ministers living a couple of doors away from Ita Simans. And we have never, ever had any problems. I have not heard any problems from any of the Orthodox Jewish or non-Jewish people, for that matter, who live there. So for those of you who are nervous that maybe the value of your property will be reduced or lost as a result of the project which we want to do, have no such fear, because history has shown and evidence has proven that just the opposite has been the case in Queen Elizabeth Road. And if in Queen Elizabeth Road the property has gone up, and it hasn't certainly been, maybe there's other reasons why it's gone up, not because of Ita Simans, but surely Ita Simans haven't done any damage to the value of the properties. That's number one that I wanted to say. I really wanted to say, when I was so stopped by you, I'm sorry, I wanted to first and foremost, as a member of the Orthodox Jewish community, quite rightly I should be sitting here, as a member of the Orthodox Jewish community, I would like to thank Hackney Council Social Services and everybody else working in Hackney for their sense of justice and compassion in trying to respond to a need of our most disadvantaged and the most needy people in the community, people who are, well, we know what people with learning difficulties are, because it affects anyone and everyone, not everyone, but can affect anyone in the community in varying degrees. and for Hackney Council to do come in, for Hackney Council to be so concerned with those who can't actually stand up for themselves, and to provide a provision specifically for Haredi community. I think, no matter what we think about it, I think that I am correct in expressing a heartfelt thanks to Hackney Borough, and it is incredible that incredible your sense of tolerance, your sense of understanding for our community. And it's more than just justice, it's more than justice, it really is absolutely outstanding. And for that, you have our support as people who live in Hackney, as taxpayers in Hackney. We salute you, Hackney, and thank you very much. And we will work with Hackney to make Hackney a better place for everyone, for all the different groups living in Hackney. And as Joanna said, these men are not going to be allowed to go loose. We're not going to take 6 men with learning difficulties and let them run riot. Hackney Council are going to spend a lot, have committed to very, very intensive, expensive care packages for these men, so that they will be accompanied, they will have 24-hour care, very much like Yad Ve'ezer, very much like 52 Lordship Park, and very much, well, 30 Dunsmuir. We have 4 such projects in Hackney and in Stamford Hill that belong to our community, and in none of them, not at 52 Lordship Park, again, which is directly managed by AHA, it's a place for women with mental health to trouble. These people are like children in a sense that they haven't grown up along like other people with this same maturity level, and therefore are treated like children and given the support much more than we are. So I think I've said my little bit, and I'm sure that I'm sure that we're going to hear your points of view and your worries, and the idea and the purpose of this meeting is to ally your fears and your sense of trepidation about this project, and I hope and I'm sure that we're a few years on into this project.
Question's finished.
I was just trying to air it out to make sure that we understand what's
This
going
gentleman then, I've got...
You've described that the residents will probably be people with learning disabilities, which I accept. It's a word of disadvantage individuals. But there's also degrees of that, and I think you'll find the concerns of the residents are sort of antisocial behaviour which these residents can generate.
Yeah.
And it's all very well having somebody, a warden there, just if you could kind of to alleviate our fears here and explain to us that there won't be that problem.
Let me be absolutely clear about this. When Joanna was saying there's different needs, we do treat people as individuals, and that's the first thing. Now, some individuals you will not know have got a learning disability. They're labelled because they've got something wrong with them.
And
Before